Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Whether you're married, or y'all shacking together, or you're just a single father. And happy belated Father's Day to those who had passed on because of some illness, or they were in the military, or some unforeseen thing that went on. Happy Father's Day to all the males. It would be your dad, your uncle, male cousins, nephews, homies, or cats you don't know. Happy Father's Day to all. And also, today is also Juneteenth. I'm going to talk about that later. Right now, let's start with the celebration of the dads. Now, Father's Day is one of the least patronized holidays in all America. And I think it should be celebrated just like Mother's Day, which is the second most celebrated holiday, only behind Christmas. And mothers always get everything. They get credit cards, debit cards, clothes, jewelry. They get their hair done. A night out for dinner, what have you. Or just do a barbecue for them. Whether it be at the house, at the park, or at the or here at the lakefront. Because there is a place by Lake Pontchartrain and by the Mississippi River where they normally have barbecues. You know, the mothers get everything, and rightfully so. They should have it. But why can't that same energy goes to the fathers? Yeah, I know the fathers have a bad rap. One where they leave the baby mama by either breakup or divorce. And the reason for all of that is because both parents are not in good standing with each other for whatever reason. Maybe it's because something he did that she didn't like, or something she did that he didn't like. Well, all I know is this. When it comes to relationships, both parties come in with baggage. Even going all the way back to childhood. rarely anyone will want to acknowledge that. But these things are true. They come in with baggage. But was he a good dad to his children? That depends on who you ask. I say a good majority of them. And in this age of feminism and gynocentrism, with everything going on, with single moms, and the single mom epidemic really started with us during the civil rights movement. When our people was marching and protesting, trying to force legislation into giving us equal rights and maintaining our right to vote. But instead, only thing the single mothers got was public assistance. Welfare, food stamps, Section 8 public housing. All that is good, but there was one stipulation. The father cannot live there. And they do random inspections. If they find anything that belongs to the father, whether it be clothes or anything, even his bills, not only will the mother lose her unit, but she also loses her benefits as well. And part of the reason the father's not around is because of that. He and the mother ain't getting along, but he don't want to see her out in the street. And there was a percentage of those who really don't care about them or the kid. And that's why feminism and gynocentrism came in waves. First is we could do anything a man could do. Then came, I don't need no man, I could do bad by myself. And this is not going out to those in the alphabet community. This strictly goes for straight single mothers. And this is how we got to this. I think this happened sometime in the early 2000s, maybe in the late 90s, I don't know. But I know in the 2000s, this happens a lot. It happened a lot. Like you see right here on this here meme. Happy Father's Day to all the mothers doing it all. Stay strong, ladies. Your kids adore you. And another one that says, besides the sperm donation, you haven't done a thing to help raise the kids. Happy Father's Day to all the kick-ass single moms. And the one on the right, single moms should also be celebrating on Father's Day for playing both roles. Why should a single father be celebrated on Mother's Day? Or why should a single father be celebrated on Mother's Day? Because we don't. And that's the thing with single moms. Over here, Bogarden, Father's Day. Because they're saying they playing both roles. No, you're only playing one. Because you're not because you, first of all, you're female. You're not a man. You wasn't born a male and you don't have the experience. So therefore, you can't say that. And second of all, you don't know what male boys go through. You don't know what boys go through. From a personal standpoint, unless they tell you. And at times, you don't want to hear that. I can say that because I'm a product of a single mother. But compared to the single mothers now, my mom was nothing like them. Some were, but not her. And I can say that. Because at times she would ask me and my brother if we want to, me and my younger brother, if we want to go see our dad. And we'd be like, yeah. We ain't had no animosity. Well, we had a little, but not that much. To where we hate the man. We just want to be around him. And we often get that opportunity with no problem. Well, it's pretty obvious because me and my younger brother are Gen Xers. And the last two born in our family, and the first two to be born while mother lived in public housing. Just about all my older siblings had their father. And they would go see him. To me, he was like a stepdad, and I'm cool with that. Because he was very, very genuine. Kind of like my dad was. But single mothers of today, walking around with this gynocentric feminist mentality, talking about, I don't need no man, I can do it all by myself. But yet, some of the same ones who be saying that are trying to use their children to get the dad on child support. Which I say needs to be reformed. Because this is only attacking the fathers. In particular, the so-called black fathers. The Beanos, black in name only. Shout out to the Angry Man for coming up with that term. But that to me is criminal. Where they have the father lose a big chunk of money out of his check. Every paycheck. Just to pay to help that child or children. And if you don't pay, they lock them up. And while he's locked up and not working, the money will add up, and once he get out and get a job, he had to pay it. Not only continue to pay child support, but also pay the arrears for the time he was locked up. That in and of itself is criminal. They even got to a point where even if the mother is locked up, and somebody else, like the father, is taking care of the children, what happened is, once she got out of jail, the court awarded custody to the mother and forced the dad who was taking care of the child to pay child support. Kendra D did a video of this a while back. I don't know if she still got it up, but this was sad. And there was a video of it while all that was happening. And you can hear the boy cry that he didn't want to go with his mom. And the father had to hear the anguish coming from that boy. He didn't want him to go either. And that's sad. Do we ever hear stories about the woman having to pay child support? Do this ever get discussed in any forum? Whether it be in the comment section or during a live stream, be it in the chat room or on a panel. Do that ever get discussed? Rarely, if ever. But we hear all this talk pushing this narrative of Father's Day for single mothers. As I said, if you heard before, the quote, Officer Charles Faulkner Jr., aka Officer Panther, the reason why you as a single mother is not the father is because, one, you wasn't born a male, and two, you don't have the experience. You only know what a female does. And us being single fathers, who are single fathers, we are hella stupid coming out bogarting Mother's Day. And I just recently found this on the internet via Google. Happy Mother's Day, Dad. And this was a book. But I kind of think they pushing this on the slick. But with Happy Father's Day, Mom, that's getting pushed constantly. It's all out there. But not Happy Mother's Day, Dad. Or Happy Mother's Day to a dad who is the best two parents any child could ever ask for. That, just like Father's Day for moms, it's an outright abomination. And I can give 10 F's. Who don't like it? That's reality. This is something I didn't pull out the crack of my hindquarters. And you all know what I mean when I say hindquarters. If you don't, go look it up. And I got to shout out Cerule and Gray for that line. which I thought was funny. But see, this is the type of society we live in right now. Especially when they pushing gender choice in schools to children kindergarten age. This didn't happen during my time, and I'm a Gen Xer. I didn't see that happen with the millennials, the Gen Y. But they pushing this to Gen Z on down. We seen that with Dwayne Wade and the boy actress Charlize Theron had adopted a black boy at that. And boy, don't get me started on Magic Johnson. We cannot be mothers. Single dads like me. We cannot be mothers. We don't know how to be a mother, much less a female, because we wasn't born one and we don't have the experience. So what do a single father who's raising a daughter look like, trying to tell her how to wear her hair, how to wear a dress, how to wear heels, how to wear a bra, what sanitary napkin they use? You don't hear that coming from us. And if we even as much as speak it, boy. You're going to hear this on CNN, Fox News, even Roland Martin and Nancy Grace will talk about it. As much as Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity and Laura Ingraham will talk about it. And Rachel Maddow. There ain't gonna be nothing but women out there in the streets, on television and on social media, protesting all of this. And calling him a creep. If it was even a talk about that, or do a YouTube video about it, or go on Facebook Live, or have something like that on TikTok. Talking about, you don't know how to raise no girl into a woman. We can't. So what make you think you can raise a boy to be a man? Well, I did. No, you had help. You had help. You're not gonna be with around your boy 24/7. He's going to encounter some men. Whether it be a teacher, a coach, or some men in the neighborhood, or some on TV. That's regardless of who they are. He's going to want to encounter being around men so he can learn how to be one. And this is why my mom, my older sister, would send us, me and my little brother, to the barber shop to get our hair cut. Anybody from New Orleans in the Ninth Ward, y'all know the barbers we talking about. We ain't talking about dudes who cut from their house. That came later. Talking about the one on Piety Street and the one on Desire Street, right there in proximity of each other. Only thing between them was the fire station, the old gas station, and the place where I spent kindergarten, below Heights Head Start. And the only street bordering those two streets is Florida Avenue. We go to the barbershop, ain't nothing but men there. Just talking about anything. Sometimes they let an F-bomb slip. We rarely even respond back. Because we knew better. We knew not to say any vulgar language, because if we do, we got behind busted. We would literally get our behind busted. But when we came of age, that's a whole different story. We were around men at the barbershop. There weren't no women there like they are now. Well, the men had to change their verbiage so that they won't get or feel offended. But yet they're the main ones complain if there's a man in a hair salon. And I ain't talking about the ones who's doing their hair. You don't see us in there, so why y'all coming in our spaces? Simple question. Why y'all bogarting our spaces? And we let you have your space. This don't make any sense. In a society as much as bad as it is, especially for the so-called black community. Shout out to Obsidian for that term. I mean, we seen how the single motherhood got started. And it's gotten the mothers of just about anybody nowadays got their hand out looking for a handout. And that's why Jason Black, the Black Authority, said that the civil rights generation was complete and utter failures, which they were. And we gave into the offer of having broken families, government assistance, single parenthood, which they then pushed drugs and illegal guns into the hood. And with boys not having a male around to set them straight, they mixing masculinity with femininity. Not in a way not in that way, to where they become a part of the alphabet community. And again, I'm not talking about the alphabet community here. I mean, anybody from the alphabet community, hey, do you. Do you. But I'm talking about those who happen to be on the straight side. Well, you have a lot of boys getting in their feelings. And that's what make them even dangerous. You got them screaming and yelling at the top of their lungs, which some of us Gen X got. Some of us Gen Xers and millennials had got. And I gotta say myself, being in the largest and cheaply built housing project in the city of New Orleans, where all 1,860 units are mostly female-headed households. You rarely saw the dad, if ever, unless it's between the hours of 6 o'clock at night to 6 in the morning, and after that they're gone. Bag and tow, gone. But what we experience as Gen Xers and older millennials isn't as bad as it is now. Because it was around this time the single mothers started to hate all men. and their children are picking up on all that. Which making them not only hate their daddy, but hate all men. Because mommy hates all men. Which is why we're seeing all these killings in the street. I mean, it's a sad state of affairs. And now they got some of their boys kind of like what D. Wade made his son out to be. And they pushing that. Now I'm thinking to myself, if all of this was going on, what would happen if America find themselves in a Red Dawn situation? And I don't know if y'all seen the movie Red Dawn, which came out sometime in the mid-1980s, where they had Russians come to the United States and pretty much invade the country. And the ones that's fighting back is the civilians. Nowadays, as the late great Dr. Khalid Muhammad has said in the intro of Fight the Power, the one by Public Enemy, not the Isley Brothers, but the one by Public Enemy, where it opens up saying, yet our best trained, best educated, best equipped, best prepared troops refuse to fight. But it's safe to say that they would rather switch than fight. And that's exactly where we're headed. Unfortunately, that's where we're headed. And this world, far as we know, there is a hell for it, but that handbasket is way too small for this. It's gonna be in the head. It's gonna be going down head first in a cargo plane. And now we're in the age of social media. The rest of the world is looking at America. And they feeling some kind of way about wanting to travel there. I mean, never mind what the brochure says. If this is what's going on, I can't come here. And this is not how we want to show ourselves, by showing our asses. Can't do it. I'm like Mike Singletary, can't do it. And this is why they say our boys are becoming soft. how females becoming masculine. I mean, straight males and straight females. Straight males are becoming soft and straight females are becoming masculine. Hence, they want to push Father's Day for single mothers. And again, you wasn't born a man. And men and women are not the same. Not in kind and not in mindset. And y'all need to go somewhere with all this gender reveal, gender picking and all that stuff. The Most High God did that beforehand. If you got a problem with that, take that up with him. Don't take that up with me. I have nothing to do with it and I'm not qualified for it. Y'all can go ahead and take this video, chop it up, make a whole nother stream about it, and talk about what I say. I don't care. I don't care. But you better make damn sure you do it justice. Because I will be hearing about it. Whether I say something about it or not, it's up to me. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Yeah. There's a happy Father's Day message for single mothers. In the words of the great prophet and philosopher Maury Povich, you are not the father. Okay? Your mother. And that job is designated only to females. Straight females at that. Men and women are not the same. Even though we have a head, we have arms, we have hands, we have legs. But our body structure is not the same. Yes, ladies, you can get muscles like Corey Everson, Annie Ravecchio, Denise Massino, Diana Cordova. But you're not going to be Lee Haney, Arnold Schwarzenegger, or Lou Ferrigno. Or Mark Henry. I've just got to be straight up with you. At least with the female bodybuilders, they know they lane. They know they lane, so we ain't got to say nothing. Matter of fact, we're not saying anything. You could talk about you playing the mother, you're the mom and the dad. I hate that. I really and truly hate that. You're a female. How your dad? You don't have a large upper body like a man. You don't have broad shoulders like a man. and your elbows is pointing it put your arms is in a certain, your elbows in a certain position. You don't have an eggplant and you don't have two almonds, two walnuts. You only have breasts, a womb, and a working vagina, a smaller upper body and wider hips. And your elbows are positioned in certain ways to where you can carry the child. Like I said, take it up with the Most High if you got an issue with that. Because man did not come up with gender assignments. The Most High did. And what you're doing is deviating from your responsibility for being a female. Not only that, you want to bogart Father's Day saying you should celebrate being a mother and a father. No, you're only one thing and one thing only, a mother. Stick with that. Talking about, but I pay the bills. Anybody can pay the bills. A 3-year-old can pay the bills. That don't mean nothing. You pay the bills. Until the day comes when you build a skyscraper. And speaking of that, AM also brought this analogy about skyscrapers and daycare. On one side of the street, there's a group of men building a skyscraper. By an all-male contractor. And across the street, there's also another skyscraper being erected. But this one is built by an all-female contractor. Now, once both structures are completed, here is the question of the day. Which skyscraper are you going to enter? I'll give y'all 10 seconds to answer that. That would be the men. Because a man is physically stronger than a woman. Which is the reason why it's not right for us to lay hands on them. And why you ladies should not dare them to fight you. Because y'all both gonna take an L. I mean, your wounds will heal up. But for him, his wounds will never heal up because he got to live with that notion and in the back of his mind on a consistent basis. He had to live with that. That's gonna be a part of his personal record. Because we all know the Most High God is taking notes. And it's up for us men not to think like that. And it's up to you ladies not to be pushing it. That's a lose-lose situation. You lose, he lose. I mean, and that's the reason why we're not going to go in the skyscraper that's built by females, because there's a chance that bad boy may collapse. And everybody's going to be affected, including neighboring buildings, cars, streetcars, and public transit buses, tour buses. Or if it's near the water, by nearby cruise ships, what have you. Next analogy is daycare. On one side of the street, is a daycare center where there's a number of females on the staff. And on the other side of the street, there's a daycare with a number of men on the staff. Here's another question for y'all to take 10 seconds to answer. Which daycare you gonna bring your children to? Yeah, that's the correct answer. The one with the women. Because the women's strength is her ability to nurture. Be a caretaker. That's something that men are. They're good. They're good at it, but not good as a woman does it. Because the woman has something special to make her pull it off like that. And plus, you ladies who are mothers gonna feel a certain way by bringing your kids to a daycare with an all-male staff, because you feel like your children could be in danger, and rightfully so. I wouldn't recommend it either. I mean, nobody has to choose no gender. That was predetermined in the womb. And what chromosome you come out with, pretty much determines that in the womb, not out of the womb. So please stop with this pick a gender bull crap. This is why this country look bad now. We deviated from what America's supposed to be. And yet we the black people feel some kind of way when President 45 talk about make America great again. But we thinking he talking about making it racist again, like it wasn't racist already. Even with a Democrat. Well, I think he may have meant make it great to where family comes first. Spirituality. And being good to one another. Let's face it, blacks and whites do have something in common, but we haven't realized that yet. We haven't realized that yet. But all this talk that these single mothers talking about, they're the mother and the father. No, you're the mother, you can't be a father. Until that day comes where you install a ceiling fan, put up drywall. I can't say play tackle football because they doing that. I can't say play basketball because they doing that. Track and field, we expect them to do that. I'm talking about things of labor, like installing a ceiling fan, put up drywall, lay bricks, cast iron, put up buildings large or small, build coliseums and stadiums. Until you can do that, you're not a man. So why do you want to put yourself in a man's position? No woman that I know want to put herself in a man's position or be called one. I made that mistake with my great grandmother, my little knucklehead 4 or 5 year old I was. I made a mistake calling him Mister. It just slipped out. But, but outside her yard, she got switches in the front yard, the side of the house, and the backyard. She lived in a shotgun double. She'll get She'll go get that switch, or she'll make me go get that switch and tear my behind up. Just like she did when I was playing in the backyard with her box with a box fan that she had in the kitchen. We had those large Reed fans. Yeah, every last one in the world says Reed. It's a all metal box fan, belt driven, takes up the entire window. And I was in the backyard playing with the pulley, because the pulley looked like a steering wheel, and I was back there playing race car, and I got my behind whooped for that. My My great grandmother's generation didn't come out today. My grandparents came from the greatest generation. My mom and dad came from the silent generation. My older siblings from the boomer generation. My mom's youngest daughter and me and my little brother, we Gen Xers. I mean, different generations. From post-slavery on. And their mentality was different. They may have some slight changes, but not to the point where it's gotten to where it is now. And now, the single mothers want to bogart Father's Day. You don't see us bogarting Mother's Day, but yet they kind of sneak those memes in and made a book about it. Something I didn't know until earlier today. We don't do that. And also, today is Juneteenth. And I know everybody putting Happy Juneteenth and all that stuff. But I'm like, y'all didn't do that before 2021. I make a post every Juneteenth, Happy Juneteenth. I don't even get a response. or alike. Now that they made a federal holiday, everybody jumping on it. I mean, I don't see you at the Juneteenth celebrations. Just like I don't see y'all at the Kwanzaa celebrations. But you black though. Okay. Fair enough. But single mothers, don't hijack our day. You had your day in May. And you got everything. Why would you want to subject yourself to a day that's the least acknowledged, least promoted, and at times the most scrutinized? Especially nowadays. You got a celebration in May, that's the second largest celebration outside of Christmas. That belongs to the fathers. Now the deadbeats, I really can't count them in. They literally abandon all parties and not thinking about either. Not the baby mama and not his children. But the ones who broke away from the baby mama because of irreconcilable differences, or they haven't overcame their childhood issues, and that's coming, and they making each come to a service and they clashing with each other. But yet they want to say, you ran. You ran from your responsibility. No, I got away from you. I didn't get away from my children, didn't get away because of my children. I got away because of you. There's some toxicity in you. Just like with me. The reason why I left, or any man who became a single father left, was because he didn't want the children to see you fight. Constantly arguing, and who can hit the best Mariah Carey high note. Constantly having a shout match. And no, the Isley Brothers ain't gonna come to your house singing shout. Nor the Rolling Stones. Nor the Temptations and David Ruffin. they ain't gonna even be around you. They gonna hop in the van and go. I mean, ladies who are single mothers, let us have our day. You had yours in May, and that is where it should stay. Okay? Okay. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers, grandfathers, and those fathers who happen to be your brothers, your nephews, your male cousins, your homies, in case you don't know. And that is all I got to say. One.